Yo, people, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. This is Man United Central. Guys, listen, we're back. We're back in Europe, people. We're back in Europe because tomorrow, by the time you're watching this, you know what? Man United probably will be getting ready to take on Twente, or they would have already taken on Twente. But hopefully you catch this before, we get into that match. Listen, let me get myself here ready to go. Sometimes when you're live, you gotta get yourself sorted out, before going live. So let's see what's going on. So people, listen. Ten Hag had his press conference today, right? He had his press conference. He had a few things to say about the game. So we're gonna jump into that. All right. So just take it from the top. Listen, guys, welcome. This is Man United Central. We're gonna do a deep dive into many things, and basically, obviously, we have a big game coming in tomorrow in the Europa League against Twente. Like, look, this game is kind of emotional for our Ten Hag because it's like a homecoming kind of thing because he spent many years at Twente. So it's one of those that one of the quotes that he said today is like, you don't want to hurt something that you love, if I'm not mistaken. Let me find the actual quote instead of me making things up here because I am known to make stuff up, if you know what I mean. So let me see if I can find Ten Hag's quote about taking on Twente. Yeah. So basically saying like Erik Ten Hag on facing his boyhood club Twente, he said, "I would have preferred to play against somebody else. It's not nice to hurt someone you love." Man. All right, Ten Hag. I see you. I see you. I know. I know you don't want to hurt someone you love, man, but this is football, okay? And you may have to do that, Ten Hag. But again, this is from his press conference today. Boyhood club and all. He's gonna face him, and of course, I don't know. Ten Hag is gonna be kind of. Is he gonna feel kind of like, listen, I'm not gonna go full throttle in this game, or is he gonna take it easy? Maybe field a not so strong team. We're gonna talk about that because, listen, we didn't win against Crystal Palace. This is a chance for Ten Hag to say, you know what, let's take this up a notch, right? Because we did show glimpses of good football, but we did not win. This is the first time we're back in Europe, so I'm sure he wants to get back in Europe with a bang, right? Now, that way you can shut some of those critics because critics are out. They're ready for us, right? Because we did play good football, but people were like, "No, you see, we're toothless up top." So now Ten Hag has to be like, "Look, you know what, man? This is going to be different." All right. So basically, it's like this. Let's start with where Manchester United stands right now, right? And it's not looking great where it comes to scoring goals, right? We've scored 5 league goals in only with we played in 5 Premier League games. We've only scored 5 goals, and that's basically not the cherry on top. We have conceded 5 as well, right? Which leaves us with a goal difference of 0. So in the past, we used to have a negative goal difference because we were conceding obviously more goals than what we're scoring. So right now we are at 0. Conceded 5, scored 5. So 0 negative goal difference, right? It's not a good thing, right? But it's not the worst, right? So we have had some decent performances, obviously, but at the end of the day, it's the goals that count. And that's exactly what Erik Ten Hag has been hammering home. He's demanding more killer instincts from his forwards. And you know what? He's absolutely right, right? It's frustrating to watch, our boys, having excellent possession, and then we are dominating games, but no end product, right? Um, which is like, it's one of those like, how many times can you hit a target and not score? So that's something that is really frustrating because we are creating, but we're not finishing our lunch. You're getting there, you're preparing this nice meal, this nice dish, and then when it comes time to eat, you're not eating it, right? So that's what Man United is doing, creating the chances, but we're not finishing the meal, right? That's something that we need to. Ten Hag has been trying to see if he can address, right? So, and in this game coming up, that is something that obviously he's going to have to make sure, like he talks to, uh, he deals with this team. That way, make sure, like, listen, in this game, something has to change, right? I don't know if he changes his starting lineup up top, or what changes he makes to make sure that we are actually converting, right? Because it doesn't make any sense if you're creating chances and you're not scoring, right? So let's go into to the next point here. So let's talk about the forwards for a second. Joshua Zirkzee, Marcus Rashford, Amad Diallo, and Alejandro Garnacho, all incredibly talented players. But guess what? Each of them has only managed to score one goal in the league so far, right? Actually, yeah. So all of them, Xerxes one goal, Marcus, Ahmad, and Garnacho one goal in the league, which is not the best, right? And of course, we don't include Rasmus Højlund, who has been hurt, for the beginning of the season. He just got back in the last game against Crystal Palace. So honestly, when we go at the end here, we're going to talk about the my starting lineup for tomorrow's game. I do think that we may see Rasmus starting, because I would think that Ten Hag would want to give him, as many minutes as possible. That way you get him up and running, because we need him, especially for the running that we have coming up. We have Tottenham coming up after the game tomorrow against Twente. So, the games are coming thick and fast. No room to hide here. All the work that we've been doing in the at practice, all the the building up, from the back, working together in moving the ball quickly from back to front. All that work needs to come to fruition when we play these games coming up, right? So, so let's see what Ten Hag was saying. So basically, so the main issue has been, of course, finishing, right? And with this reason, and that's why, in the obviously, it was kind of like an abnormality thing where we played. What's going on, Alo? Ali Adele, welcome, Ali Adele. What's going on, man? Smash a like as you're coming in. Hit that subscribe if you haven't done so. Ali Adele, welcome. Right? So that has been our issue, finishing, right? So Ten Hag is drilling into these strikers that, hey, you know what? We have to make sure that we finish our dinner, right? So what do we think? Ten Hag going to Twente in that game, it's an emotional game for him, because now, because in the against Twente, Erik Ten Hag, it's his boyhood club, right? Ali Adele, welcome from Egypt. Nice. Thank you so much for joining, man. I appreciate you being here. Smash a like, and if you haven't done so already, you know what? Listen, I hope you're a Manchester United fan, man, and I hope you are excited about the game tomorrow against Twente. All right. So I hope you are. So let's get on. Oh, my man, nice. That's good. You at the right place. You found the right channel, man. I appreciate your support. Yeah. So Ten Hag, of course, is, playing against Twente. That's his boyhood club. So he feels like, listen, he doesn't wanna. It's one of those. It feels weird for him, kind of playing against them, because he's on his press conference today. He said when it comes to the clubs that he has been, backing and supporting for the longest time, Twente is one of them. And he said, one of his quotes, he said, listen, I would prefer not to play them. He wish he could play somebody else, because it hurting someone you love, right? Because that team is what really got Ten Hag to this point where he is now, right? So but here's something interesting. this isn't Ten Hag's first rodeo against Twente. He actually faced them 12 times before, mainly during the time managing Ajax and Utrecht. And you know what? He's done pretty well against them, right? So basically, he has 12 matches that he's played them. They had Ten Hag has had 7 wins, 2 draws, 3 losses, and he has scored 29 goals against them and 18 conceded. So again, I hope we get those another win in tomorrow's game because listen, I know he loves the club, but this is business, right? Manchester United is in a result business, and when he puts that team out there tomorrow, it needs to be a tough team ready to go, right? So, uh, so basically, it's like this, all right? Uh, 7 wins, 2 draws, and only 3 losses, right? And the games will the games that he played was full of goals, right? So in history tells us that we should expect goals in this game, right? And this in the last meeting with Twente in 2022, Ajax absolutely demolished them by beating them 5-0, right? And guess who was the Ajax who was in that Ajax team? Yep, Lisandro Martinez and Anthony, who are now part of the Manchester United. So basically, the last game they played, Ajax against Twente, Ajax won, 5. Lisandro Martinez was on the team. Anthony was on the team. So I don't know. Ten Hag, is he going to start Lisandro again and Anthony? Who knows, man? Who knows? Who knows? All right. So let's keep it moving. So Europa League is important. So obviously, it's very important uh, trophy if we were to win it because that is a path. It's a path for us to get to Champions League because in this season, yeah, do whatever it is, Ten Hag has to give us Champions League football, right? So one path is through the Europa League. The other path, of course, is through the Premier League, right? Finishing top 4. Those are the paths that he has to take. Now, finishing, to me personally, I feel not qualifying for Champions League for next season, that will be a failure for Ten Hag. It will be a disaster, right? So, bottom line for me, Ali Adel, tell me what is your bottom line for Ten Hag in when it comes to finishing in the league, right? For me, he needs to finish minimum. The worst case scenario, he can finish 5th, but I want a trophy, right? The trophy has to be then Europa because if he finish 5th, it means he needs the Europa League. That way he can get into the Champions League. If he gets knocked out from the Europa, then you gotta finish top 4, and then he has to lift some kind of trophy because he has given us this thing of getting used to winning trophies, right? So he has to win something, FA Cup, Carabao, or something. So he has to give us a trophy again. Okay, so basically, let's keep on going. What else we have going on here? So so the Europa League is significant for Man United because the new 36. It's a 36 team format. United will have to fight even harder to make it through. But here's the kicker. The winner of the Europa League, obviously, we already talked about it, gets direct entry to Champions League. And that's, my friend, that's what it's all about, right? So let's think about it. If we somehow miss out on the top 4 in the Premier League, winning Europa League would still guarantee Champions League football. It's a massive opportunity, of course, we know. But as Ten Hag said, this tournament is tough, right? There's a lot of good teams and also a lot of games, 17 matches. If we go all the way to the final in Bilbao, 17 matches, that is a lot of matches, right? So honestly, the fixture congestion is crazy. Too many games, too many competitions, players are being overloaded. And Ten Hag has expressed his concerns about that as well. But again, there is no getting around it, right? We have to win it, and this is something that we've heard a lot of players complaining of the number of games that these players have to play. The other day we saw Rodri who complained, and then playing in that Arsenal Man City game, Rodri got injured, and then he's now out for the season, right? And then because of the number of games that pile on, most of these superstars play, it creates an issue where they can be injured. And when they get injured, then they can be out for a number of games or the whole season. And that's where we could even struggle some more. And that's why we see that the likes of Ten Hag, the way he's starting now, making sure that he's rotating his team, right? Last game against Crystal Palace, people are like, well, how come Marcus Rashford is not starting? And people are talking about all this speculation, saying, oh, you know what? He did something, that's why he's being benched. Like, how usually people like to put out fake news out there, right? But Ten Hag was like, listen, man, um, we only start it was just a rotational thing. Uh, you say we need Mo Salah in Man United. Listen, Mo Salah is the enemy, man. The enemy because he plays for the enemy team. Like, Man United and Liverpool, we don't like each other, man. History has shown us that. But listen, when it comes to Mo Salah is quality, right? He is quality player, and listen, he always represents Egypt very well. The Pharaohs, I know. And listen, I like him. He doesn't whine. He always gives it his all in the game, and he is dangerous. It's very surprising, like the way these players' trajectory can go. Right, when he was at Chelsea, you know, people were like, "Oh, you know what? He's not any good." But he left Chelsea, and then boom, his career took off. And then now each season he's scoring a whole bunch of goals. Right? Yeah, yeah. I mean, we need a scorer like him, but I think Mo Salah, if he leaves Liverpool, I think he's gonna be heading to the Saudi league, man. I think he's gonna head to the Saudi league. That way he can get his money and chill. Yeah, that's the only route that I see him. If he leaves Liverpool, that's where he's gonna be going. Yeah. So, but the thing is, we need to find the next Mo Salah, right? Maybe Ahmed Diallo, a young, player getting there, or we make our own in Garnacho, right? So we do have young players coming up, or Chido Obi Martin, another young players coming up that way they can give us those goals that we need, because Sir Jim Ratcliffe had said, listen, we're not going to try to buy Kylian Mbappe and splash all this cash. We want to find the next Kylian Mbappe, and that's why Manchester United now you see us signing all these young players, because Ineos and this new sporting structure, they feel that, hey, to we need to get that next superstar, because we missed out on Haaland, we missed out on Jude Bellingham, all those players they were presented to us, but because in the past we had people who were not footballing people, we missed out on them, right? But now Ineos, the way they're rolling, we have Vivel, who's the head of recruitment. We're bringing in all these young talent, which is very exciting, like the Kone, right? I cannot wait to see what Kone is going to do in the team, because I'm seeing reports that Kone is really impressing the coaches at Carrington, and he's being fast tracked into the first team, right? Imagine that young kid from Mali coming in. He's like, listen, oh, you guys brought me here. That was your mistake. I'm going to show you what I'm about, right? Mali representing. So Kone, actually, Kone. I keep on messing his name. Kone is working hard, and then I cannot wait to see what he's going to do in our team. So this is exciting stuff for us, right? Sekou Kone, yeah, it's very exciting. And this is from today. They're saying Sekou Kone is already exciting the Manchester United coaching staff at Carrington. Kone is on fast track path to senior team and could even figure in the squad if United progress in the Carabao Cup. There you go, man. That's what it's all about. Finding the next superstar. We signed another superstar in Lenny Yoro, right? Lenny Yoro, they're calling him the Kylian Mbappe of defending. So this is good. Good that we're doing this. We are finding that next big name. All right. So let's get back focusing on tomorrow's game. So what tactical adjustments do you think Ten Hag is going to do? So I think we're going to see. Okay, in this game, I think we're going to see a strong lineup, right? We need to build some momentum, of course, especially with all eyes on us to kickstart our Europa League campaign, right? So it's likely that Joshua Xerxes um, uh, could get a nod up front, right? I think Joshua Xerxes may start, but for me, the key man for us is definitely Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford did not start in the last game, so I think Ten Hag is going to give him a nod to start in this game, right? And of course, he did score a couple of goals, so I think Ten Hag may want to, bring him back that way he can continue the momentum. And to me, if anything, I would like in any game, right? I would prefer Rashford starting and then Garnacho coming from from the bench, because to me Garnacho gives us that added edge, that added impotence. In, for example, in the 60th minute, where the opponents' fullbacks are getting tired, you bring in player like Garnacho, injecting pace, speed, tenacity, then you see difference. But when Rashford comes in the second half, I haven't really seen that from him. Now it could be that people are saying, well, we don't really have a sample size to make that determination where what happens when Rashford comes from the bench rather than starting, right? Because most of the time, Rashford in the past would start and then Garnacho comes from the bench, right? So we haven't seen the reverse. So again, it looks like this season we may see that because the way Ten Hag is, rotating, trying to rotate these players, we may see that swap and see, okay, who gives us the more bang for the buck, as you would say, right? So we shall see. So let's go on here on let's see. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking. So in short, you guys let me know in the comments below what is your predicted lineup for this game against Twente, right? I think Ten Hag again, after making these comments like, listen, he would hate to hurt the team that he loves and stuff like that. I think he's gonna go strong. Again, he wants to make an impact in this game, right? So I think he may go strong. I don't see him. I know a lot of people were saying, "Oh, Bruno Fernandes should be benched, or because he stunk up the place when we played Crystal Palace." I don't see Ten Hag benching Bruno, right? So in my lineup, I do have Bruno starting, right? But maybe he may change the back four a little bit. Maybe he starts. Of course, Onana is going to start, and then the center backs, it could be Delit and Maguire, right? It could be Delit, Maguire, and then we don't have any fullbacks, so I would have to start Dalot on the left and Mazraoui on the right? That is my back four. But Ten Hag may again, he may say, you know what, put Toby Collier on the left back again, like the way he did against Barnsley, right? Put Toby Collier on the left back. That will be risky. Toby Collier on the left back, and then you have Maguire, and then you Delit, and then right back you have Mazraoui. In the midfield, listen, he has to start. Ugarte, right? He has to start Ugarte. That way he has more control in the midfield. So Ugarte starts for me. I want to see Ugarte and Casemiro again. Casemiro needs game time, so he has to start in this game, I think. So it could be Casemiro, Ugarte, and then Bruno in that midfield, right? Front three, listen, front three, he has to start Rasmus. Give him at least 60 minutes or 45 minutes, right? Hopefully that he's fit, he can handle it. People, smash a like if you don't mind. Smash those likes. If you ever subscribed as well, go ahead and do that, right? So front three is going to be for me. Rashi is going to start on the left wing. Up top, Rasmus. Right wing, it has to be Amad Diallo, right? That is my predicted lineup. You guys let me know what is your predicted lineup for this Twente game, right? Again, I want to see in this game, I want to see also Mason Mount getting some game time, right? Maybe I think we may see Anthony as well. We, we may see Anthony as well. I do apologize for the background noise. So we may see Anthony maybe come in for Amad Diallo at some point, right? And it wouldn't hurt really Kobe Mano to be rested in this game, right? We do not need him, and also I don't want to see Eriksen again in this game because I would like for him to be rested. or come second half, right? Eriksen can come second half, maybe second half when you take out Rasmus, you bring in Joshua Xerxes, to give you that control as you getting closer to the closing out of the game, right? So I think he may do that, something like that, but I think he is gonna go strong. I think he's gonna go strong because that is how Ten Hag is, man. Ten Hag knows how to play one way. Even though he said he loves the team, he doesn't want to hurt them, but I think he's gonna go strong because he knows the world is watching him, man. The world is watching him, and he needs some kind of momentum, right? We played decently against Crystal Palace, but we did not win, right? So in this game, we're playing at home, guys. We are playing at home, right? So again, home, we have home advantage. The crowd is going to be behind us. The players, they need to come out firing, right? The players need to come out ready to say, you know what, this is it. We're going to go for it, right? To get that win, So I think, from the pictures that we saw today, from the training, today was like the media day kind of thing. So we saw a lot of videos from most of the players training. You see that the energy of the place, everybody's kind of on an upbeat, everybody's smiling. You don't see any like gloom faces kind of thing. So it was good to see those videos. If you haven't seen them, just go to Manchester United website or Manchester United YouTube channel, and you can see some of those videos, right? We saw Terrell Malacia, guys. Terrell Malacia is back training with the first team. How is that possible? How is Malacia back in training with the first team and Luke Shaw is not, right? I mean, that itself is a disgrace, right? It's a disgrace. And when Ten Hag was asked about in the press conference when we should expect Luke Shaw, I mean, he really did not give us a concrete time frame when we should expect a Luke Shaw coming back. But Luke Shaw, man, is like one of those, like, I've put aside, like, I don't even want to think about him. Right now, it's good that we're seeing that Malacia is trying to get himself back into the team. So maybe we may see him getting some game time, maybe after international break, because I don't see him playing for the Tottenham game, right? Maybe after international break we may see him, but Ten Hag may give him a few minutes here and there, right? But it's good to see him. He looks strong. He looks fit. He looks happy to be. Obviously, he didn't play for almost a year. Obviously, being back, he's feeling good, right? And again, so those are positives. And also, we saw Lindelof today. Also, he was doing the practice with the first team. So Lindelof is also working to be back. So it's good because Lindelof is another player who can play in that left back, right? So we may not miss Luke Shaw that much because it's one of those things that how can you miss something that you never had, right? Luke Shaw, man, I mean, he has been missing. Of course, when he's available, he's top notch, right? But he has not been available for so long that you kind of forget and you don't really miss him. We'll learn to move on without him, which is sad, right? Because the problem is right now we are utilizing Dalot and Mazraoui, who are supposed to be each other's backup. So if, for example, if one of them gets injured, then you kind of faced with an issue, right? You're faced with a problem. Whereas, okay, what do you do here? But we do have players who can kind of cover if that was to happen. For example, that left back, we do have Lisandro Martinez who can cover left back. Again, we have Lindelof who can cover the left back, right? So we do have some kind of coverage, but it's not the best because honestly, when it comes to the defense this time around, we are stacked, right? We're stacked in defense, which is really good. Something that we didn't have last season. Ten Hag struggled, right? And that's why, even in press conferences, he's more bullish in a way that he has more confidence. Say, hey, you know what? This time around, it's different. He has the players that are coming back, and also he has the backing of Ineos for now, that he has the backing of Ineos and that support structure that he did not have, right? In the first 2 years that he was at Manchester United. So again, I mean, it's a lot of positives that we can look at into this game. And again, now one thing we got to ask ourselves is, there's positivity in the team, but also we need the team, the fans, the Ineos group. They need wins, right? So even though Ten Hag is feeling kind of he has the support from the Ineos team and he has the players that he needs to play his type of football, he has to deliver because now, even though that he doesn't have much time to integrate those players to play his style, he has to find a way to make it work. Because listen, if we start racking up losses, people are going to be calling for his head. Now, is Ineos going to give him all the way until December? Because ideally, you want Ten Hag to get until December. That way, we can see those players when they come in, the new players get integrated into the team. We can see how he wants to play. Because from the last couple of games, we see how he wants to play. In the midfield, we're more possession. We are advancing the ball quickly from back to front. We are attacking very well. The intricacy of passes, it's working, right? So those things are working. But will Ten Hag actually get time until December for us to see what he's working with, right? That's the big question here. And for him, it kind of feels like it's as if he just got into the team. Because imagine like if he was a new manager, right? For example, if he got sacked, right? They brought in a new manager, so the new manager would have been given more time because this new manager coming in would have had the Ineos support structure, right? So, but it's not a new manager now; it's Ten Hag, right? He has the support structure. He was given the players, but now it feels that this should have happened the first time he came into the team 2 years ago, but he didn't have it. So the first 2 years he didn't have the support structure. Now he was being backed. He got the players. He got the support structure. But will he have the time? Will he be given the time? Will the fans give him the time to implement what he wants to see from his players? Right? And that's $1 million question because he has to make sure, even though he's implementing his system, he needs to string wins together, right? Because I don't think people can tolerate losses when it comes to Manchester United, which is not fair because people will be like, well, this is year three. Right now, Ten Hag should be showing something. But in actuality, yes, it is year three, but it kind of feels like year one of him coming on board because finally he has the players that he needs to work his type of ball, right? And we are seeing glimpses of that here and there. Not here and there, actually, in the good portions of games, we're seeing how he wants to play. And I'm excited about that because that's something that we've been wanting to see for the longest time, and we're actually seeing it kind of working out now. So we shall see how it all goes, and I really hope that he's given time until give him until December, man. Hopefully we get those wins. That way people can kind of zip it, for a little bit because we do see changes. We do see our team changing. We're getting more control on the game. We are not conceding a whole bunch of shots, right? We are creating a whole bunch of chances. That is something different. We didn't have that last season, right? So Ten Hag is cooking something, but the meal is it's not really done yet. He needs to put some more ingredients in there, right? So we hope that he gets given that time to finish that meal. So now the only way he's going to be given that time is if we get some wins together, right? So guys, listen, smash a like, hit that subscribe if you haven't done so, and give me your predicted lineup for tomorrow's game against Twente. I gave you mine. Mine is going to go like this. If you missed it, it's Onana on goal. I'm going to have Delit, Maguire, center back pairing. Left back, I'm going to have to go with Dalot. Right back, Mazraoui. Now, Ten Hag may actually go with left back. He may put Collier on left back, and then Mazraoui on the right. Midfield, I want to see Ugarte, Casemiro, Bruno. I don't see him dropping Bruno, even though Bruno came through a lot of criticism in the last Crystal Palace game for being wasteful. So I see Bruno starting. Up top, I'm going to go with Rasmus. Left wing, Rashford. Right wing, Amad Diallo. Right? Rasmus hopefully can give us at least 60 minutes or so. That way he gets up to speed because we do have Tottenham coming up in the horizon here very soon. Predicted score, Manchester United 3, Twente 1. That is my predicted score for tomorrow's game. You guys let me know what is your predicted score for tomorrow's game. And listen, you know what? We gotta win, man. Ten Hag has to win. A loss, a draw, anything like that will be devastating for the team. People, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. As you're leaving, smash those likes, people. Thank you so much. Peace out.